Hello, we are seeing each other again. My name is Harvey Gongora from the Level 6 English class, and today I'm talking to you about news. First of all, I want to show you a chart about people and where they get their news, explaining a little about how it works and what is the reason for this. In a little context about news and giving some facts, and now I'm going to answer to 5 simple questions that are related with this chart and give a general idea of importance of news. So the first question is, how do most students get their news? So in my opinion, I think that students or even any person in the world gets their news via the internet, because it is the way where students get to know the outside world, because they can verify the information about what they want to know. But seeing in the chart, it makes sense that students get their news via the social medias like Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, or even TikTok, this platform that became so popular. And I'm really not surprised, because students are all day with their cell phones, messaging with people that they know, telling them, hey, do you know that? Or hey, look at this, and stuff like this. The second question is about which category in the chart will I put myself in. And I really was thinking in this one, because I would like to say that in the online newspaper, because actually I'm subscribed to 2 or 3 online newspapers, I don't remember exactly. And one is from the United States, and I think it's called the New York Times, and the other one is from here, Mexico, and it's called La Reforma. But in reality, I'll put myself in the social media, because Twitter is the social media that I use more commonly, because all day I'm in Twitter seeing the topic trending, so I know what is happening around the world. The third question is about what kind of news do you follow mostly? Well, to be honest, I don't follow that much news, because what I actually see on Twitter are about stuff that is happening around the world, like the actual problem with Russia and Ukraine, the war, and how it's affecting like the rest of the countries, like Mexico, with elevating prices in products like gasoline or just electricity. And that also brings some politics stuff that I don't actually like that much. And in general, I also follow like social movements and what is happening with that. And for list, I get to see a lot about artists like singers, musicians, writers, or just famous people in general. Because one thing that I like to follow that much, and I don't know if that counts as news, are the trending topics that involve famous people, that things that they do bad, or things that just start blaming people or just making fun of them. First question is, how important are these news for me? Well, if we are talking about the social problems news, for me it's really important to know them, because I can have an idea of what is happening around the world. And if I'm not completely sure about that, I can search it on the internet to confirm or verify if what I'm seeing on the social media is correct or not. Because also, not you can only find like news in real time, you can actually see opinions of important people about that news in specific, like opinions of the presidents of other countries. And I think it's really important to follow this type of news, so you can be aware of what is happening and know the level of the problem, because it affects all the countries, not only where it's happening. And for the last question, do you change your daily mood to the fact if the news were good or bad this day? Well, as I said, I don't used to see that much news, so it doesn't really affect my mood for my day, unless it involves some innocent people, knowing that there is happening like the worst case in Russia and Ukraine, for example, with a war. Meanwhile, I am in a peaceful place, like I don't know, like a beach, relaxing and having no worries. It's like really something unfair to know. But in general, I don't like to see news on the TV for the same reasons. First of all, because sometimes the TV take out of context some really important details in a news, so it makes someone like the enemy, or someone like the victim, meanwhile there is no enemy or there is no victim. And also they create some fake news just to cover the real news. And yes, that's all for this time. Thank you.